Director at the Missouri NFIB, National Federation of Independent Businesses, Mr. Brad Jones, sticking up for the little guys, talking about the Optimism Index and so much more. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning, Fawn. I'm sorry we could not do our regular time slot last week because
right.
I was in our nation's capital.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Washington, D.C. Well, we had a lovely talk with Chairman Smith, Jason Smith, who we just love to death, and got to go to his office in the Capitol. I don't know if you know this. The Ways and Means Chairman has their own office in the Capitol. And
yeah, he told me.
It's quite nice.
Yeah, it is nice, and he's got a huge staff, and, Christian Rader works for him, and he's just a good kid, and it's a big deal, so...
But one of the other great things I got to do is I went to the congressional baseball game, which was
the Republicans kicked their butts.
They did, and specifically, our Senator Eric Schmidt was the MVP. I saw the layout catch that he made and the bloody nose, and then I saw Senator Schmidt on every news channel for the next 48 hours.
Yep.
It was one of the biggest media things he's done since he's been in the Senate. I was really proud of him. He did a great job.
Yeah, you know what? When you got it, you got it. Eric is tall, so he's great at baseball. So there you go.
Yeah, well, he laid that out, and the place went crazy. I mean, I didn't realize, Fawn, that thing is a big deal. They had like 30,000 people at that thing.
I knew that. And it's, there was a shooting there once upon a time, too. Shocker.
Yeah.
But it was just nice to see that competitive play and the right team just hand it to them. Good stuff.
And I saw Burleson got on base. I don't know what he did, but I saw him. He was on base. Yeah, we had our small business fly-in. It was great. We had small business owners that went out and visited with them about issues, and we saw Eric Burleson and Bob Onder and Mark Alford and Chairman Smith. So we had a good time. Good. It was hotter than the blazes of hell, but it was. It always is in Washington. That ball game, I tell you what. It was steamy.
Yeah. Well, you're from Missouri, so it was a different kind of heat.
I was kind of used to it.
Yeah,
I was kind of used to it. Speaking of hot, the Small Business Economic, how'd you like that for a segue?
Yeah.
The Small Business Economic Trends Survey came out last week. And
before all the big stuff hit, so we got to remember that.
Yeah. Here's what I think we've got right now, Fawn. I think we've got sort of a bifurcated economy right now. I mean, if you listen to the news, the only thing you hear about is AI and the stock market going crazy. I think that's one part of the economy, but the other part of the economy is the small business economy. And it is not celebrating anything right now. As a matter of fact, this is the April numbers, which we get in May, are really, really concerning. The one that we look at, there's 10 things in this that we ask about. And once again, do you expect the economy to improve in the next few months? It was down again. That's 5 months in a row that thing has been down. The other one that I think is most important is current job openings was down -5. So that means 29% of our members still have jobs that they couldn't fill, which you would think would be good, that would be a better thing. But the thing that's in this one that is really, really disturbing is, do you plan to increase employment in the next few months? That was only 9%, down 4. That's a huge drop. And I think, Fawn, what that sort of says to me with those two numbers, maybe they're starting to sort of give up and say, I don't know what to do. I've raised compensation, and I'm trying to pay these people more. We've added a part to the Economic Trends Survey that I really do read every month. There's a part at the end of the survey where you can make comments. And they've started to include some of these small business comments from around the country, and they're very telling. They're very emotional. That look, I'm having trouble keeping up with prices the going forward, my sales are not that great. They're just flat from last year, and so a lot of those kind of comments, and they reflect in the numbers. The thing about the Small Business Trend Survey I've learned over the many years is it's kind of a no BS zone. The numbers tell you what they tell you. Right. There's no happy talk. There's no there's no back talk that's you hear on the national news as to what's going on with the economy. The numbers that we have for this is what they are, and it's really a reflection of really what's going on Main Street.
Yeah, so, but it's going to change a little bit here in the coming months if we can get this Iranian thing put to bed.
I think so.
I don't like the deal that's being made. I refuse to just act like everything he does is good because I don't like the deal he's making. But it's better than continuing on with what we're doing. But I don't like the deal. But you have been urging Congress to permanently repeal the beneficial ownership information mandate, haven't you?
We did. We talked about that. And we talked about why isn't there any competition with the credit card companies on swipe fees.
Yep.
Those were a couple of the two biggies that we talked about out there. And, we got some interesting feedback on the beneficial ownership. I thought, because we asked them directly, I thought this was done. I thought this was going to be repealed. Why has this been slowed down? And we kind of haven't gotten real good answers on that.
Yeah.
But we definitely talked to them about it because all of that information that we, in my opinion, uselessly sent to the federal government, they still have it. And they don't need it, Fawn, for crying out loud. Mm-hmm. That same information they can get in other places. I mean, they can get it from the IRS. They can get it from, you've got all these other things that we have to report. So it's not like this is something new that they need for anything. And the thing that really, I think, just irks me is it really targeted small business. I mean, it was 20 employees and under.
It's nothing new to see small businesses starting up and then being closed in a year.
Yeah.
And I hate seeing that because somebody's dream ended when that happened. And people lost jobs and, families were put at stake. And all of the people need to realize that there are people behind those we're closing signs or we're going out of business signs. And they gave it their best shot, but something more needs to be done. Those swipe fees, I think, are a huge problem for small businesses, and the fact that we can't get this generation, and I'm not saying all of you, so stop it. It's not a broad swipe, but, you just get them trained and they just don't show up for work, and that's a problem.
Well, in looking at these quotes, let's see, the first couple of them, as a matter of fact, here's the very first one, and there's about 30 of these. The very first one says, quote, "Our labor struggle is blue-collar, especially entry-level in our warehouse. We have applicants not show up for the interviews, and others apply, interview, accept, and not show up for work."
All the time.
And here's another one. You can't find anyone qualified who wants to actually work. There's some of those quotes, they're all pretty much the same.
Well, even Burger King had a sign up once that said hiring people who will actually show up. You got to give them props for that. I'm like, fatty snaps to the BK. Come on, give them a crown. So it's fundamentally,
tell it like it is.
Yeah, it's fundamentally just irresponsible and lazy to take a job and then not show up. If you're sick, call in. If you don't want it, don't take it.
Yeah, it's just, what's happened to common courtesy? At least you call them and say, look, I got another opportunity or something. But, yeah, you just don't show up. And it's, as we know, hiring and firing is a churn. It takes time away from the actual thing that you want to do, and that's run your business. So, you feel so blessed when you have, especially with small business, because you know the people so well, because you probably, there's only 7 or 8 of them, and you know what their family's like and what the kids are like, and, you really try to do the best you can for them and their families.
Yeah. And the bottom line is, if you see, even if it's a KFC or something like that, that a franchisee owns that. They are a small business, even if it seems like they're a national chain. You got to remember that. People don't take that into consideration.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that's absolutely true. And in many cases, they only own that one store. Some are do better, and they've got multiple locations and whatnot. But for the most part, a lot of them. I've got a cousin up in Chicago that has a Chick-fil-A.
Uh-huh.
Now, you get one of those. Let me tell you, you're going to be okay. It could be, but getting one of those, but fun. Watching her with the process of getting one of those stores was fascinating. First of all, to me, but they had 3 stores they were going to open, and they had 3,600 applicants. And, and believe me, their vetting process was amazing. And I know a lot of the franchises are the same way. They're not. First of all, they're not just easy to get. You don't just apply and say, "Yeah, I want a KFC." No, it doesn't work that way. There's financial obligations that you have to put forward, contractual things. There's standards that have to be met. It's not let's just write a check and, hey, I got a KFC. It doesn't work that way.
I mean, people need to understand that, just seriously. All right.
Well, and that's after you've got your second mortgage on your house,
exactly.
too. People don't realize that either. Yeah.
So there are plenty of job openings if you want to work, and you should want to work, because it's part of why you're here on the planet, is to earn your keep. So where do people go to learn more about this index and what's going on?
They can go to NFIB.com very easily. Lots of great information in there about small business.
Okay, everybody, remember that. And if you're a small business person, I think things are going to get better for you very, very soon. But
I think so too. Everything revolves around everything's in the energy. You get your products. Everything has to do with gas prices. So when it comes down, things will ease up.
Well,
yes.
Things went from 120 a barrel down to 80.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a huge drop, and it's going to drop even further. So, Good news for the industry. And the ships are getting through now, too, so you're actually going to get your stuff from Temu and Shein. Congratulations. All right. Brad Jones, Director at Missouri NFIB. Thank you, Bradley.
All right. Thank you, Fawn.
It's been real, man.
All right. It has been. Love you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.